The Open in Cincinnati. Mason, Ohio's Lindner Family Tennis Center. After waving all night, the sea of Philippine flags is now still. The ALX chants that reverberated throughout the stadium until long after midnight have subsided. In a devastating three-set match, Alex Eala lost to Amanda Anisimova 4-6, 6-4, and 6-2. The Filipino supporters who had witnessed every point, every deuce, and every thrilling moment are now forced to say farewell as the game came to a conclusion at about 1 in the morning local time. Eala starts crying as she leaves the court. Fans who have come from all across the country to see her, some from California, some from New York, and some who have driven 8 hours, cannot control their emotions. Alex Eala then turns to face the past. Her own eyes fill with tears. There has never been a greater or more tragic bond between the Filipina celebrity and her fans. We discuss the heartfelt farewell, the amazing adventure, and the hope that this is only the beginning. Click the notification bell and subscribe for more tennis coverage. There was never going to be a typical match between Alex Eala and Amanda Anisimova. The 9th seed in world number 10, a two-time Grand Slam finalist who had been ranked as high as number 3 in the world, went up against the 17th seed, who was riding high after winning her first WTA Tour Singles Championship at the Washington Open just weeks earlier. The stakes were really high. If Eala wins, she will advance to the quarterfinals of a WTA 1000 event, matching her best-ever result from February in Dubai. It was an electrifying environment. The Lindner Family Tennis Center was transformed into a sea of Philippine flags due to the influx of thousands of Filipino spectators. Anisimova herself had recognized the atmosphere created by the ALX chants that reverberated throughout the stadium before to the game. The American was aware that she was entering a crowded stadium where the great majority of spectators would be supporting her rival. However, she also expressed her admiration for Eala's expanding fan base, referring to the Filipina star as a fantastic player with a large following. There was a war in the opening set. Up to the 5th game, which lasted 20 minutes and included 13 deuces, the two players switched games. Eala emerged victorious. The moment was recorded by the official X account of the Cincinnati Open. 20 minutes, 11 seconds. Just one game. When Eala eventually got the break and took a 3-2 lead that she would never give up, the Filipino supporters went wild. The set was won 6-4 thanks to a strong backhand in the 10th game. The stadium was electrifying. The fight was far from over, but the upset seemed possible. In the second set, Anisimova, who had been having trouble with her form all year, found her rhythm. The suspense was intolerable as the game continued into midnight. Both players exchanged held and breaks, but Anisimova's forceful ground strokes and heavy serves started to wear them down. She forced a decisive set after winning the second set 6-4. A spectacular finale was anticipated, but it would ultimately result in heartbreak. In the first game of the third set, Eala broke Anisimova and took a 2-0 lead with consecutive backhand victories. The stadium was electrifying. The upset was close at hand. With each point, the chants of the Filipino supporters grew louder. But Anisimova would not concede. The momentum changed once she held serve, broke back, and started to fight her way back into the match. The pivotal moment occurred in the 6th game of the second set, when Anisimova held serve in spite of 3 double faults. The momentum was changed by a resilient moment. The American started to find her rhythm after that. Eala was pushed into the back foot as her strong ground strokes and hard serves began to make an impression. Anisimova finished the comeback by winning 6 games in a row. The American won 4-6, 6-4, 6-2, and the game ended at about 1 in the AM local time. Eala was devastated by the loss. She had been so close to winning in the top 10 again. In the decisive set, she had a 2-0 lead, but it was lost. She left the court with her head held high but her heart burdened, clearly showing the emotional toll. The defeat ended Eala's 3rd stop in her North American hardcourt swing and her last Masters-level competition before to the 2026 U.S. Open. She was currently 7-3 versus the top 10 in 2026. Anisimova dominated the match, breaking her in her last 3 service games. Although that was difficult to swallow, it wasn't the end. The stadium's mood changed as Alex Eala left the court. Shortly after, the Filipino supporters who had been yelling so loudly stopped. The defeat's truth started to set in. The voyage of Alex Eala to Cincinnati was over. The moment was devastating for the thousands of supporters who had come from all over the nation to cheer her on. Some of them were unable to contain their tears. They had cheered through every point, every deuce, and every thrilling moment till the wee hours of the morning. They had transformed the Cincinnati Open into a sea of Philippine flags, resulting in an environment that Anisimova had said was unlike anything she had ever encountered. Now that it was finished, Eala turned to face the crowd and noticed their tears. She was also unable to control her own feelings. There is nothing like the bond between the Filipina celebrity and her fans in tennis. Eala has said how happy she is to see her supporters in the stands and how encouraging they are. Eala raised her hand to bid her followers farewell, demonstrating the obvious reciprocity of her feelings. For the fans who had come to see her, the tiny gesture meant the world. Throughout the entire North American hardcourt swing, not just in this particular game, she had given them her all. A Washington WTA title. A run to the Canadian Open's 4th round. A trip to Cincinnati for the 3rd round. Despite their tears, the fans continued to applaud her since she had made them proud. They let her know that they will always be there for her by chanting her name one last time. Eala realized she wasn't alone as she left the court with tears streaming down her face. She was supported by a nation, a society, and a horde of people that would follow her every place. Amanda Anisimova took care to recognize her opponent's amazing effort even after winning. She praised the Filipina star in her post-match interview, describing her as a fighter and an excellent player. Anisimova remarked, "I knew it was going to be a really tough match because Alex is such a great player and such a fighter. She was playing some excellent tennis." The American's remarks demonstrated how much respect Eala has gained on the WTA Tour. She had challenged one of the world's top players even in defeat, and Anisimova also appreciated the amazing atmosphere the Filipino supporters had created. She remarked, "I know how loved Alex is, and for good reason. I truly appreciate all of the support I received tonight. Since it was past my bedtime, I felt like I needed a pick-me-up during this match." The American's remarks served as a reminder that Eala is now a player who is respected by her peers and not merely a bright young potential. She is one of the most captivating players on the tour because of her talent, tenacity, and relationship with her fans. Even in defeat, she had gained her opponent's respect. Anisimova also considered how difficult it would be to deal with Eala in such a hostile setting. Anisimova admitted that the environment provided her energy during the difficult times, and the Filipino supporters had made the Cincinnati Open a home game for Eala. She remarked, "I love a packed stadium and I love a good atmosphere." The Eala impact is genuine and will only intensify. Let's take a closer look. The most recent development in a tale that has enthralled the tennis community is Alex Eala's tragic withdrawal from the Cincinnati Open. From a promising young talent, the Filipina diva has become a worldwide phenomenon. She has inspired a generation, brought communities together, and packed stadiums. Her journey from a small child who picked up a racket for the first time at the age of 4 to a top 20 player on the WTA Tour is evidence of her skill, tenacity, and fortitude. Eala has had an incredible journey. She was the first Filipino player to win a junior Grand Slam in 2022. She defeated 3 Grand Slam winners, including Iga Swiatek, during her incredible run to the Miami Open quarterfinals in March 2025. She made history in 2026 by winning a Grand Slam singles main draw match at the U.S. Open, making history as the first Filipina to do so. At the Washington Open, she won her first WTA Tour singles title after defeating 3 top-seeded competitors, including world number 3 Jessica Pegula in the championship match. Her amazing story continued with the Cincinnati Open. She had high expectations going into the competition, and she lived up to them. She defeated one of the world's top players, won her maiden match, and made it to the 3rd round. She had demonstrated that she is one of the finest, even in loss. Her admirers' heartfelt farewell was evidence of the bond she had developed with the Filipino community. To help her, they traveled all over the nation. They cheered her on till the wee hours of the morning. And no matter where she goes, they will still follow her. They cried tears of pride, love, and unshakable support in addition to sadness. August 30th marks the start of the U.S. Open in New York. Eala has the opportunity to demonstrate that she is among the best at this year's final Grand Slam. Although it was a setback, the loss against Anisimova was not the end. Alex Eala is a rising star who is far from finished. The future is promising, and the tennis world is keeping an eye on it. Click the notification bell and subscribe for more tennis coverage.